What's going on? Um, there's a question raised, you know, that we as a society need to answer. And that is, has social media um changed, motivated, inspired, ruined us as human beings, as the human race, as a society? And before I give you all my answer, I'm going to tell you like I always tell you. This is my opinion. It doesn't necessarily mean, my opinion that is, doesn't necessarily mean that it's right or wrong. It's my opinion and everyone else has one. You know what I'm saying? So, my answer is, I do believe that social media has inspired and motivated us, negative, and positive. I do believe that social media has done a lot of negative and positive things, overall. But what I can say is that at the end of the day, social media, we have to let this be known, is nothing but a mirror image of reality. In other words, what I'm saying is, you can't blame social media if, it's not even an if, it's a fact. When human beings created it, human beings run it, and human beings put content on social media, whether it be good or bad. See, I never was a proponent of people saying that money is evil. No, it's not the fact that money is evil, it's people. We tend to put the blame on everything else. We as a human race don't want to have any, accountability. We don't want to take responsibility for our actions at all. We always want to put it on someone. And oftentimes I do it myself. For real. We'll blame a movie or we'll blame the music industry, the movie industry. You know what I'm saying? For, how there's a collapse in the black family unit. You know what I'm saying? We'll blame any and everything with the exception of blaming the individuals that participate in that family unit. And that's the point that I'm making. We don't want to accept any type of responsibility or accountability for our actions. That at the end of the day, the human race is naturally good as well as evil. And that's a fact. That's a fact. And yes, true indeed, we do motivate and inspire, one another in the most negative and positive way. But at the end of the day, it's to each his own. It's what you would do. It's your decision on whether you want to be, part of whatever this so-called agenda, whether it's overt or covert is. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that I want to say. That at the end of the day, social media it's about humans. It's about humans. It's about human beings and their actions. When you see the rapper Takeoff, you know what I'm saying, on social media, know as he's passing away, know that there was a human being that recorded it and that uploaded that video of that rapper Takeoff being slowly but surely leaving this planet. Now you could say, well, social media inspired him and he wanted the fame and the fortune and the this and the that. It doesn't make a difference. You understand? So here we go again. Here we go again with all of these excuses or reasons why he did it. Or she did it, recorded it, that is. At the end of the day, they did it. It was in their mind to do it. And they did it. So we're asking ourselves, what in the world are we going through? You know what I'm saying? As a race of the human race. Why is it all this, evilness and this and that and so forth and blah blah blah? The reason why it's a lot of it going on is because it's being recorded and uploaded. Our negative and positive actions are being recorded and uploaded on social media. In other words, what I'm saying is that, what was done in the dark is now being present now. But what was done in the dark has been going on for centuries upon centuries upon centuries. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing new. There's nothing new about this situation. Regardless of whether it's police brutality, you know what I'm saying? Homosexuality, and the list goes on. Because, people seem to think that, the LGBTQ community, this is like some new thing that popped up. You know what I'm saying? The reason why they formed the community, because they were being pushed in the closet for their sexual preference. So don't try to act like people weren't homosexuals, you know what I'm saying, back years or hundreds upon hundreds of years ago. Straight up. It's just that now things are coming to the light in the form of recording it, in the form of having debates and conversations about whatever particular topics, whether it's religion, politics, or whatever, and uploading it so potentially millions of people can see it. So if you're trying to correct society and your form of correction is to eliminate social media, you're crazy. That is not the seed of the problem. The problem exists within human beings. Straight up. And until you fix human beings, no matter whether it's a social media or not, things are going to continue to go on the way that they're going on. That plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? People will sit back and say, well, that are against social media. They think that, the solution is to get rid of social media. They'll sit back and say, well, most of these people out here, they're intentionally doing negative things in order to get views, likes, and comments, and all the rest of that shit. Well, that sounds like, to me, peer pressure. That sounds like, to me, in my mind, when we were in high school and somebody told you to do something, you were pressured to do it so you can be in the in crowd. So you could be a likable person. So people could like you. Isn't that the same thing that they're doing in social media? It's the same thing. This is nothing new. Just because social media came along, that everybody is wilding out the way that they are. In the black community, we've been shooting and killing each other. Now it's being recorded. Police brutality's been existed. You think George Floyd was the only one that got choked to death? Let's be real. So if anything, to be real with you, social media, for real, just put a spotlight on just how negative and positive human beings can be. That's a reality. But you're always going to have negative and positive people. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I truly believe that social media brings out the best and the worst in people. Straight up. Just like money does. It brings out the best and the worst of the person. You know what I'm saying? Money does not change you. Social media does not change you. It brings out the person that you already are. If you're a selfish person, then it's going to magnify that times 10. If you're a jealous person, it's going to magnify that times 10. That's social media, that is. You know what I'm saying? If you were and are an attention seeker, it's going to magnify that times 10. That plain and simple. But to say that social media ruined, us as a human race, or us as a society, is basically saying humans ruin humans. Y'all act like, some of you all act like social media just popped out of the sky. No. Behind social media, in front of social media, who's on social media is all human beings. This is all human interactions, human emotions, human feelings, human lifestyle, etc. And it's just that plain and simple. But see, like I said before, we don't want to be held accountable for anything. We don't want to look at that man in the mirror and say, you know what? As a human being, I know I can be the most despicable person on the planet at times, and I can be one of the best, persons on the planet at times. Straight up. We just don't want to admit anything. So we'll throw it off on another person or an entity, or a thing, or social media, or money, cars, clothes, materialistic things. In order for you to worship materialistic things, listen to me, you have to want to worship materialistic things. Because a car is just a car. It's got 4 wheels and it's a form of transportation. The car doesn't tell you to worship it. You worship the car. It is your choice. It's your choice. And if you want to say as a child you don't have a choice, okay, cool. Then it's the parents' fault. The parents fail the child if the child is on the internet all times. Listening and looking at shit that they don't have no business looking and listening to. Well, he play video games all day. Well, it's not the video. It's violence in the video games. It's not the violence in the video games because guess what? They put on the damn video game, the box, that you can't be you can't be under 18 to purchase the video game, let alone play it. So who's buying the video games for the kids? For real. There's no accountability. You want to talk about how they put subliminal messages in the movies, you know what I'm saying? And excuse me, and I'm not in disagreement to them putting subliminal message in the music, in the movies, hidden agendas and all the rest of that shit. But guess what? At the end of the day, you have to participate. You have to participate in the hidden agendas. You have to. And the hidden messages. Or whatever negative things that they're putting or incorporating into the music and the movies are just overall a form of entertainment. You have to patronize, you know what I'm saying, in a form of, when you're looking at entertainment, you know what I'm saying, the businesses like far as ticket sales, CD, well, we don't have CD or digital sales, as far as music. Overall, human beings know the difference between right and wrong. Straight up. We know good and goddamn well, we hear a rap song and it's talking about murder, 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 kill, 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 whatever have you. Ain't no hidden agenda. It's right there in front of your face. You don't have any business listening to some fucking music where they're talking about shooting and killing each other, women, and all the rest of the shit that they talk about. So stop it with the BS about social media and every damn thing else that we want to put in front of us in order to make us feel better, like as if we're some good humans. No, we some fucked up individuals. That's what we are. That's what we are. But we don't want to admit it. And of course I can't admit every damn thing. I can't call out everybody, but I'm going to give you examples of what I'm talking about. White people don't want to admit, or rather Caucasian people don't want to admit that you all fucked us up mentally in the head during slavery. Y'all don't want to admit the atrocious acts that y'all have done and continue to do. As well as black people don't want to admit that we're responsible for for the shit that we do to ourselves. We can sit here and talk about the white man did this, the white man did that, and all the rest of that shit. But look at what we're doing to ourselves. And this is the point that I'm making. And it don't... Listen, you could turn off all the music. You could take the movies. All that shit, all our forms of entertainment, everything that you're saying, social media could be shut down. Everything that you're saying that causes a distraction for human beings to be positive. You can take all that shit away. Cigarettes, drugs, all of that shit. And you know what? You have a bunch of human beings running around in the streets causing anarchy. Because human beings naturally love to do negative shit. And that's real talk. That's real talk. And if you don't believe me, look at album sales, look at record sales. Look at the movies that we look at. Totally, man. In our movies, that's I'm talking about across the board, all races. In our movies, a movie is not a good movie if it doesn't have sex, drugs, and violence. Straight up, it's not a good movie if it doesn't have those three things. As well as in our music. We're not gonna listen to no butterfly shit when it comes to hip hop. We're not gonna listen to a rapper that says, I wanna hug a tree and eat kale all day and love my brothers and sisters. Ain't nobody listening and dancing to that. That's real talk. Look at the this is real. There's violence in everything that we say, do, hear, and all of that shit. Look at the sports. Look at the sports that we look at. Football is the number one sport that we look at. And it's a known fact. A known fact that you can get hit by someone and that can cause brain damage. When somebody get hit, pop, bow, we jump over, oh, look how he hit him. Boxing is another fucking sport where people are pounding it out, punching each other in the head. When Mike Tyson stepped on the scene, man, please, we went ape shit. Everything we do, I talk about hip hop, and other people talk about hip hop being a death culture. Man, American culture is death culture. Look at the foods that we eat. The same. We talk, I always talk about soul food, in the black community. But man, shit, look at the shit that we eat overall. Fuck soul food. Look at fast food. Food wasn't meant to be made what? Fast. What love, care, and concern is put in our food at McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken. When it's nuked for 2 minutes, the meat that is, and shit, come on, let's be real. They say that in McDonald's, just correct me if I'm wrong. Excuse me for my ignorance. In McDonald's, it's what, over 80 million served? Just think about that. I said this years ago. Now I hear people, saying the same shit that I'm saying now. I said this years ago. If McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and all of these fast food restaurants, let's look at it, the food industry. Fast food restaurants, grocery stores, regular five-star restaurants, raggedy ass restaurants. You know what I'm saying? Your mom and pop stores, pizzerias, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? That buy and sell, you know what I'm saying? Animal products, cows, chickens, and pigs would be extinct by now. So what the fuck are they putting in our food? Or what the fuck are they selling us? But we don't give a fuck as long as it tastes good. And this is the point that I'm making. There's no accountability. When there's some when we supposed to be, when we're held accountable, you know what we do? We divert it. And we blame it on every damn thing else. Oh, it's the politicians. When we vote, we elect these motherfuckers. And I know some of you all are going to say, well, you know, Electoral College does such and such. Aren't they human beings? Straight up. Y'all act like aliens run the fucking planet. It's human beings that run the planet. We're fucking each other over. That's what I'm saying. Classism, racism, all that shit is, you want to say it's a human experiment that was created such and such. Who gives a fuck? We're participating in it. Don't you get that? There would be no racism if there weren't racist people. There wouldn't be any classism if people didn't feel like they were superior or greater than another person that has less money than them. So get the fuck out of here. Social media is nothing but a mirror image of who and what we are in real fucking life. Get over it. For real. That's real talk. I know you all are going to have your own opinions. You know, you're going to put in the comment section of this video, and that's fine. Let's run. Let's rock and roll. You understand? Please prove me wrong. It is in us to be good and evil. That plain and simple. So, the solution to all of our problems, what I would say, you know what I'm saying, is the solution is to be held accountable for it, own up to your negative and positive actions, and change. That's it. That plain and simple. You understand? Other than that, my name is Langston 2092. I want you to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely share this video.